Okay, Hovot, so we're in the middle of the Hovot and Halevavot, and we were looking, the Hovot and Halevavot, he was looking and comparing a person who has Habitachon, trust and belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how he is better off than the alchemist. Remember what the alchemist was?
Alchemist.
You know what that was? What was that? Tell us.
People that were trying to convert different low metals into
into expensive precious metals.
Yeah.
So there's the people who claimed, right? Because obviously it's impossible to do, and it was never actually happened. But they claimed they were alchemists and chemists, basically alchemists. And so who wouldn't want to have that job? Imagine I give you a piece of paper and you turn it into a $100 bill, right? Imagine you had that knowledge. It's the greatest. I don't have to go to work. I just need to get a paper and I'm good. So the Hovot Halevavot shows us 10 benefits. The guy who has bitachon over the guy who's the alchemist, who's able to turn cheap metals into precious metals, able to turn paper into money. All right, so we saw 4 of them last week. So
that's called counterfeit.
Not necessarily counterfeit. He's making, according to the alchemist, he's making actual money. He's making gold. Right? So there are 4 advantages that we saw already. We're going to review the 4, then we'll go into the other 6. The 4. Number 1, person that has bitachon, believes in Hashem, gives him his money. He doesn't need to have material on hand for Hashem to take care of him. The guy who has to make from cheap gold, from cheap metals to precious metals, he needs raw material. A Baal Bitachon doesn't need raw material. He needs Bitachon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes care of him. That's number 1. The second one we saw last week was, the guy who's making the alchemist, when he's working in his factory, wherever he's working his lab, okay, use the word lab, there's all sorts of fumes, smokes, fires, explosions. There's risks going on there. He's putting his life at risk, like many of us do when we go to work.
Right.
We do risky stuff, part of our job.
So we're alchemists.
In a certain sense, right? We're turning something into money, right?
Your time.
So that's dangerous. A Baal Bitachon doesn't have to become dangerous. He doesn't have to go into dangerous situations. He doesn't have to work 24 hours straight, right? He knows that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to take care of him. He's a Baal Bitachon. The third advantage was the alchemist cannot trust anybody with his secrets, right? Because if the government knows about him, they're going to try to kill him. Because why is he making money? That's our job, right? And his friends may always try to figure out his secret and steal from him, take from him, learn from him, or something like that. The guy is living in a very,
Risky,
fearful type of life. The fourth advantage of the Baal Bitachon is that the alchemist has trouble in figuring out how much money to make. If he's going to make too much money out of the cheap metals, where is he going to put all of it? Someone might find it. They might tell the government about it. So he makes little, but if he has too little, then how can he use it? He might need something emergency funds, and then he has to get new materials. So he's stuck in between of how much he should make.
More is not a problem. That never was a problem.
He says it's a problem. Yeah, if he gets too much, he'll be afraid for his life all his days. He lose some of it. And someone can find out about it. He's worried about the gold and silver. He's worried about his own safety. So it's difficult. All right, those are the 4 that we saw last week. So let's do the 5th one right now, I would say. The 5th one. We're going to read it inside. V'hamishi. And the 5th advantage of the Baal Bitachon, the guy who believes in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, on the alchemist. Sheba'al hakimiya tahat ira mafachad melachto min hagadol ad katan sheba'am, because of his fear from all the people in society, people who are jealous of him, people who want to steal from him. He's always fearful. He has yirah. He's always walking around with fear. He might even be killed. But a person who trusts in Hashem, he'll be treated with respect. No one is in fear of a person who has bitachon. Rav, you ever scared of someone who has bitachon? Not scared of him. We give him honor. Talmid Chacham. Even animals and intimate objects will seek his goodwill. He's a Baal Bitachon. Everything wants to work with him. As it said, and the whole Mizmor there talks about a person who Hashem will protect. Now here's a very, before we continue, Rav Victor Miller stops for a second and says, we keep talking about bitachon. How does a person train himself to have bitachon? Bitachon, trust and belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How do you train yourself to do that? Say again. How do you do that? How do you get to that?
Talking to all the time, and you're going to train yourself.
Very good. Say good. Let me hear more.
When you realize that you can do nothing in this world, then
that's a realization. That's a thought. How do I put it into practice? So Rav Avner said very good. Right? I say we talk to him all the time. Rav Victor Miller gives two tips of how a person can work on his bitachon. Number one, the first tip is to always pray for Hashem to give you help. Be'ezrat Hashem. People just say it, but they don't understand what they're saying. Be'ezrat Hashem. With the help of God. Emertz Hashem. Hashem wills it. But be always praying. That's what, interesting. You ever thought about this? When you start tefillah, right? We start the prayer. The Amidah. The Shmona Esrei. Lahash. How do we start it? What are the first words we say? Ana. Adonai. Sifatai tiftach. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Open my mouth and let me say your praises. The first thing we do is a tefillah. Hashem, let me daven. Because anything a person does has to start off with a please Hashem, let it be successful. Please Hashem, let it work out. My grandmother used to tell me the story of her father and grandfather. They used to go to the stores in Samarkand and open up shop, and they would daven. They would make a tefillah. They would say, Hashem, Elokad Meir, like we say, Meir Balanes, answer us. The God of every Meir, answer us. When they opened the store, the key to the store, when they opened the doors, the locks. It was a prayer, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, help us. Everything a person does in life needs to be with a request to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Listen to what Victor Miller says. He gives you an example. A person is going out for a walk.
Just walk.
He should say, Hashem, please give me success in my walk. That I should, whatever you want to do. I should be safe when I'm walking. I should lose weight because of my walking. Whatever it is. But he should have a prayer before he does it. Well, when a person is having a customer, Hashem, give me success with this customer. The customer walks in, he says, Hashem, give me hatzlacha with this customer. Hashem, give me hatzlacha with this job. Hashem, give me hatzlacha with what I'm doing. That's number one. There's a story, two stories, quick stories that I heard in the past. The Hafetz Chaim, in the end of his life, he wanted to go to Eretz Yisrael. Right? And he made an announcement in Radin. He said, I'm going to Eretz Yisrael. And one of the people came to him and said to Habitachon, Chaim, you never said Be'ezrat Hashem. And he realized from Shemayim, they didn't want him to go there. Okay. And he wanted to go, it didn't work out. He never ended up in Eretz Yisrael.
Serious?
He did not say Be'ezrat Hashem. They say when you leave your house every morning, you should tell your wife, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll be back at this and this time. Right? So you say Be'ezrat Hashem with Hashem's help. Someone once left, did not say Be'ezrat Hashem, never came back after Shalom. right? Be'ezrat Hashem, Hashem help me to return. Be'ezrat Hashem, Hashem help me to get to work. With Hashem's help, let me get here. Hashem, please help me to do this. There was once a Dayan, I say the Dayan Abramsky from Eretz Yisrael, London. So he was once overheard at the Kotel. The story is attributed to him. I think it's attributed to him. But regardless, a gadol was heard at the Kotel one time davening, and he was asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please give me an ozeret, give me a helper. So someone heard him say, says after the tefillah, what were you davening for? He says, I was davening for a cleaning lady. I need a good cleaning lady. So I was davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to find me a good cleaning lady. They say, you daven for cleaning ladies? He says, you daven for everything, anything you need. Why? Because now you have a rapport, you have a conversation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You realize HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in your life. What's the other etzah? What's the other advice Rabbi Avigdor Miller gives? The other advice is, after something happens, what do you tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu?
Thank you.
Thank you. Always. Something good happens.
Baruch Hashem, thank you.
Stick it in the car and not enough?
No, say no. It's to actually say it. To actually say it. Why? The idea is, like Rabbi Avner said, to talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Actually have a conversation with him. If I'm going to keep talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right?
It's not considered like we are barking, like a dog.
No, Hashem wants to hear us. Hashem wants to hear us. So the more you talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more you believe.
I can't find words when I want to express.
No, ask your language. Your
in any language doesn't work. It doesn't. You can't put words together.
Give me this. Make me this and this.
I don't have enough words to talk. I don't know.
Here he gives examples. If you arrive safely or you succeed in getting a good shidduch, thank Hashem. You're married. Consider what He did for you. Thanking Hashem. In conclusion, after you have done something, thank Hashem. Even if the sales order is not given to you. You didn't make the sale.
Sometimes you don't know what to ask for.
No.
Hold on. What do you want to say?
No, the question is, husband have to say to his wife, thank you for I am having you as a wife, or wife have to say thank you as a husband?
Thank you, Hashem.
Hashem for having this wife. Yes. What about the wife? Doesn't say that.
The wife also has to say thank you, Hashem, for my husband. Nah, Kanishna, Shorkar. How else? Now he says thank you, Hashem, for his wife. He says, and he says that even if he makes a sale, or he doesn't make the sale, he's about to make $10,000 and he didn't go through. What do you say?
Thank
you, Hashem.
But in the said way, you know.
No.
You never know what he prevented you from.
That's right.
You don't know what.
No business.
No. You don't know what he prevented you
from. Baruch Hashem is low tone.
This money, you would have had this money. You never know what you would have paid with for this.
Gabriel is right.
You don't know.
We thank Hashem because we don't know the future. We don't know. We cannot see.
When you give me money, I know what to do with this money. Don't worry.
This guy came to this shidduch didn't go through. So sad.
Very good.
I said, you crazy? Thank Hashem that it didn't go through. Maybe she's not your basher.
Exactly.
You never know. This $10,000, maybe it's not yours. You would have suffered for this. You don't need the suffering.
100%. That's what Rabbi Avigdor Miller here writes as well. Baruch Hashem, who knows from what Hashem saved you?
Exactly.
And therefore thank Hashem for whatever happens.
Maybe the people watching, you collected, let's break this guy's head. Nothing. Let him go. You don't know. There's so many traps in this world. Listen, let me tell you.
Yeah.
At my work, I was track inspector, and I made a mistake. So like 100 trains starting from Farag with 8, where the signal got jammed in the morning. The 100 trains are backed up. So I didn't know that. I put something in between the metal and it jammed the gas. So they found it. It was my mistake. So I come in, Yadgar, superintendent. explanation, write letters, this, that. So next day, I have closing. That I'm buying this house, closing. So I said, you know what? Let me take day off. I didn't sleep nights, this and that. Whole day I'm on the closing. I'm tired. If I'm gonna go to work, so I'm calling. I said, listen, I cannot come to work. Give me a day off. No, you gotta come. My level 2. No, you gotta go. You have to come. I can't. I'm tired. I cannot come. You want to punish, right? I'm staying home. Next day I come, guys. You lucky son of a guy. I said, what? What lucky? They wanted to do the exemplary punishment to put you down, to do this, do that. They called all the people to rip you in pieces in front of it. I said, what? I said, what? You lucky son of a gun, you didn't come.
Whoa.
And they never did it again after that?
That happened. 100, imagine the peak time, you know.
Right.
Everybody's late to work Monday. They want to do exemplary punishment with this. I said, Hashem, I didn't know that it was going to happen. But the closing just took time. It just took so long time. I couldn't sleep. I said, I'm tired. I'm not going to work.
I'll add to what he's saying. There's been some times that I'm supposed to go into work, and my wife says, take off today. I really need you at home. I'm saying, I can't just take off every day. It's too much. She says, no, you really need to take off. I take off, and while I'm off, my phone is ringing off this little hook.
Yeah.
The day at the hospital is crazy. 1,000 things went wrong, and I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I'm not there.
Would have been your problem.
Right, would have been all been my problem if I was there. Now I'm not there. It's someone else's problem. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu sets things up. So you think you're not going somewhere, you're missing out, this and that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sets everything up exactly.
If you feel that you don't have to go,
No, it's not up to you.
Huh?
It's not up to you. It just happens by itself, without planning. It just by itself. Something happens. It's not. You cannot be calculating. It just happens. And you turn around. Oh my God! I dodged so many bullets. It's crazy, without even knowing. This the other day. I was driving a material truck. A huge truck. And we've met like 10 years ago. This guy comes, hey, you remember these days, this day? I said, no. He said, when we were backing you up, you hit somebody's car. You didn't even know. And we told you, go. You just left. I said, are you telling me this now? No, it's our fault, but you would have been in. But nobody saw it. I said, you son of a God, you just telling me 10 years later? Imagine this.
Wow. Okay, to review, Rabbi Victor Miller said there's 2 tips in order to work on a person's bitachon. The idea of bitachon is trusting, believing in Hashem. In order to make that a reality, a person has to have conversations with HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yeah.
And the conversation has to be on 2 sides. Before I do something, I ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for help. Hashem, please help me. Help me get to work safely. Help me to arrive on time. Help me to have a good day at work. Help me with my wife. Help me with my kids. Help me with the homework for the kids. Help me for finding this right thing. Whatever it is in life. Her has to talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please help me. And then the other side of the coin is, whatever happens, we say, thank you HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you for this worked out. Thank you for this didn't work out. Whatever it is, in this way, the conversation is ongoing with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu becomes a reality, a true reality to that person because he's always having that conversation with him.
Don't be like that guy that's davening, please Hashem, let me find a parking spot, borrow for him.
Goes around and around and around.
Finally finds it's okay Hashem, I found
I got it. I figured it out. Okay, now, we're in the middle of the Alchemist. Okay, so we're up to the 6th benefit, the 6th advantage of the Baal Bitachon on top of the Alchemist. So, he writes over here, V'hashishi, the 6th one, Sheba'al ha'kimiya, enu batuach mehechalalim, mehechalayim, v'hamadvim, which means is, he's not secure against illness and disease. as a human mortal, he can get sick, he can die, which will spoil all his happiness with his wealth, right? You can have a very rich man,
I've seen a lot of those.
but he can't enjoy his wealth. He's stuck in a wheelchair. He can't eat. He's sick with something else, right? The illness will not permit him to enjoy it. He won't have any pleasure. But one who trusts in Hashem is secure against diseases and illness. That's what he writes over here.
It's like, Rabbi, when I came 1996, I met with some person. He says, I'm here already for 15, 18 years. So he says, I used to work non-stop to make it money. You see, I bought this house, that building, this business, that business. See, I make it money, and when you come now to America, don't go to welfare, this and that. Work 12 hours a day, make it money, buy a house, make it all business, whatever you want, and then the rest of it, enjoy. What happened with this guy? He did the money, boom! In age of 60 or 61,
Paralyzed.
one son, 3 buildings in the Borough Park, But he used to help me a lot also. But I said, how come Hashem? I don't understand. This guy work, Chesed did, help the people, give it to dog even, Now
So
his wife becomes sick, wheelchair, and he's in the bed. And son is spending money at casinos. Sell one houses. How does it work, this?
let's see. Yeah, very good question. Okay, so hold on a second. But the one who trusts in Hashem is secure against diseases and illness. But sometimes it does happen, says the Hovot Halevavot, that a person who is a Baal Bitachon does get sick. So what to think in that point? Ela al derech hakapara. Sometimes when a Baal Bitachon gets sick, he's getting a kapara, an atonement for some misdeed. Rabbi Victor Miller explains, let's say you owe somebody $10,000. And he'll say, I'll forget about the whole $10,000 if you'll let me slap you one time. You take the slap?
Yes.
No, hold on. What?
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see.
I borrowed $10,000 from you. Okay? So I owe you $10,000. You tell me, instead of paying me that $10,000, let me slap you one time. Would I be a fool to let it up? I don't have to pay $10,000, I just take the slap.
This slap can cut your head off.
No.
There's such a slap
So he
that
says,
can take the head off.
the slap is a privilege, and you'll certainly be happy to get it. And so Hashem grants a kaparat to a tzaddik, a mishap whereby he atones for his sin. Therefore, it's not a contraindication to the bitachon of the tzaddik. On the contrary, it's a normal development for those who trust in Hashem. For those who trust in Hashem, they get yisurim, as the Gemara tells in Berachot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives them yisurim to cleanse them, to give them a better life, so they'll be better later on. So he gives them a kaparah. Or he says, or another reason why someone, a tzaddik, would get sickness or illness, al derech hatemura. It's going to be an exchange. What does this mean? Sometimes a person must have certain experiences in life to mellow him, to shape him, make him better. People who suffer in life are more humble people. Right? If you go through challenges in life, you learn how to be more humble. You appreciate life, you appreciate people. If you're a son of a rich man and never worked a day in your life and everything's been handed to you down, you're an entitled, selfish ingrate. Right? So when Hashem causes a tzaddik to have a misfortune, sometimes it's in order to improve his midot. So sometimes it's for kapara, atonement, and sometimes to make him better. If a man is able to straighten out some quirk in his nature and his midot by getting a mishap, he should be grateful to Hashem as if he went through an operation for which he paid a large sum of money. Therefore, in general, a Baal Bitachon can trust in Hashem to keep him well and protect him against accidents. If something did happen, he knows it's for his benefit. So, says the Hovot, the Baal Bitachon doesn't get sick. as in random sickness and stuff like that. If he does get sick, it's either kapara or it's in order to help him with his midot to get better, to make him more humble, to make him more kalecham. He becomes more respectful to people. We often find that young people are overcome by certain sicknesses. Sometimes they stumble and need crutches. They are broken people, even though they are young. So even young people can get sick. But those who hope to Hashem, they gain new and increased strength. So you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even though you get sick, you don't get weak. You get stronger. Because you're going to use that sickness to build yourself up, whether it's kapara or whether it's midot changing. Listen to what he says over here, Abutai. It's important to know that the Yetzer Hara is always lurking in ambush and asking questions like, what about this tzaddik? Don't you see him suffer? That was your question. Here is it, tzaddik. Don't you see him suffer? Or what about this tzaddik? Didn't he die young? He's only 61 years old. We have to be aware of these challenges and be ready to respond. What's the answers? Number one, perhaps the person involved didn't have bitachon. Maybe he looked like a tzaddik, but was not actually a tzaddik. Bitachon is something you have to gain. You have to work on. You cannot just go around and say, I'm a Baal Bitachon. Doesn't work like that. I believe in a God. Doesn't work like that. You have to actually work on it. Also, maybe he was a Baal Bitachon, but we don't understand everything we see. When we come to the next world, we'll explain everything to us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will show us. Now you have your answer to your question?
Yeah.
We don't know why he got sick. HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what he's doing. And we have Baal Bitachon.
There was a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a question. It says, how come bad people have good dreams?
Okay.
And tzaddikim have nightmares. What's the reason? It says Hashem pays. The answer is like this: Hashem pays people in this world. He's a bad person, but sometimes he did good deeds.
Right.
So Hashem has to pay him. What he pays him for with good dreams. He gives him good ideas. And how tzaddik sometimes does avirot. So how tzaddik he gets nightmares. That's how Hashem pays them for small.
Very nice. I heard something similar to this once. Maybe we spoke about it. I don't remember if you were here when we spoke about it. I heard Rabbi Eli Stefanski from the Daf Yomi Shir, and they put a clip out once where he said that you should not get excited about dreams or about futures that have not yet arrived. Right? You have a plan. If I do this and this and this, I'll make $1 million, and I'll go here and I'll do this and that. Don't get all excited about that. Why, says Rabbi Eli Stefanski? He says because if you get excited now,
it's like you did it.
You already got it.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm excited now about Aruba in 2 years from now, you don't need to go to Aruba anymore because you're already excited now.
Exactly.
So a lot of the things that you're supposed to get the enjoyment that comes with getting
What
it.
happens? It's so true.
So if you already got the enjoyment from it, you don't need the actual thing. Therefore, don't get. People tell you, don't tell people other things. Keep it quiet. Keep it like this. Don't think about it yet. Get there and then enjoy it. There's a reason for that. All right. It's not just old grandma tales.
Vacation. We're gonna go Aruba. We're gonna do this. Sure,
That's it. That's right. You already enjoyed it. You already spoke about it. You already enjoyed it. I think I think this needs to be taught to the ladies because they like to talk about things like when it doesn't happen yet. Yeah. They're talking and then nothing happens because you talked about it already. Yeah, don't talk about it too much.
Trying, we don't go
It actually happens a lot to me, and I've noticed that. Sometimes you plan to do this in the house, that in the house, already put in plans and order. Okay, I feel good about this idea, and never happens. Nothing never get to do it.
I think that's what the Pirkei Avot says. Emor me'at ma'aseh harbeh. Don't talk too much and do more. Right? You got to do in the life. You got to just get it done.
Be a doer, not talker.
Yeah, don't be a talker. The more you talk, the less you're gonna do.
Меньше болтай, больше делай.
Get up and do it.
That's it.
You know, Nike's slogan.
Just do it.
Just do it. When I saw this once, I was so smart.
It is. Obviously, there has to be some sort of plan, some sort of talk, but the enjoyment and the talk shouldn't be extra and excess, because you're taking away from the actual thing that needs to happen.
Just
Right?
get up and do it.
You know that I'm gonna start Monday to go to gym. You always say now the Monday. I didn't tell you which Monday.
It's the tomorrow that's never ending tomorrow, right? It's always tomorrow the next day. Okay, so fine. The seventh advantage. What is the seventh advantage? There's 10 total. Seventh advantage of a person who's a Habitachon versus the alchemist. Okay? That it's possible the alchemist will be unable to get some food despite having the ability to create gold and silver. Sometimes you can have all the money in the world, but you can't get any food. Not that you can eat, but you can't find food. Right? When the fall of communism, right? All of a sudden the money was worthless. Right? Fall of other countries, everything collapses. You can't buy anything. You don't have money. There's no food in the stores. You have money, there's no food in the stores. You don't have the money. Right? A Habitachon never worried about that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, like we saw, brings food to Eliyahu Hanavi. He's hiding in the cave. Wherever it is, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends food to the Habitachon. Wherever he is, somehow, food shows up to him. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes care of him.
You know, in Soviet Union, among the children, we go to this friend, that friend. The Parians, the Jews, they always had something in the fridge. Always. The Goyim, you go empty.
Empty fridge.
I'm telling you, they used to come. You go to the Jewish family, because they have some chamorim, they have nothing.
Why is that?
I have no idea. I have no idea why. Any Jewish family you go, something there.
My Hamorim friends, all of them was packed.
I don't know. The different chamorim, I don't know.
But maybe in his town, the Jews were Habitachon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu make sure they had food available. They didn't eat, they didn't get. The eighth advantage. Let's talk about the eighth advantage of time. The alchemist doesn't remain long in any place. He cannot live in one place for a long time. He also has to be on the move because the government's always looking for him.
Yeah.
Right? It's dangerous, his job. So he's always moving.
It's
Right?
a competition to the government.
And what type of peace of mind is that? A person cannot live in one place. And he also has to keep on moving. It's not easy. It's not easy on anybody to keep on moving. We all made at least one or two moves in our life. Just go back. We forget about it, what it was, but go back. How many boxes you have to get?
It's not that. I was younger. Now I can't.
Pack them all.
I'm thinking about it.
Bring them over. Work with the find the contractor. Work with the contractor.
Like 10 times maybe moved.
Wow, it's not easy.
One apartment to the other apartment, this apartment, that apartment.
It takes days and then just to bring everything over and then like a whole year just to unpack and.
Yes, just do it. Yeah, that's it.
So imagine a person had to keep moving. It's not easy. A Habitachon doesn't.
It's considered like a fire or something.
Like a fire? Why?
Все так говорят. Переезд это как будто дом сгорел.
Wow.
Переезжаешь в другое место. Consider it as a fire.
Like a fire happened. Wow. I never heard that expression before, but I hear it. But a Habitachon can be secure in his own land. He got peace of mind in his place of residence. He knows HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to take care of him. He doesn't have to jump from one town to the next, from one place to the next. He has a Habitachon. The ninth advantage, we're coming almost up to 10. The ninth advantage of a Habitachon. Sheba'al hakimiya lo talivenu harmiya shelo baharito. Listen to this one, Rabotai. The alchemist, let's say he was successful let's say he was successful in turning cheap metal into gold.
That's happened sometimes.
And now, let me ask you this. Is he able to take that to the next world?
No.
All the money he accumulated, all the money he worked for, it doesn't go with him to the next world. What about the Baal Bitachon? Can he take his Bitachon to the next world?
Yes.
Of course. All that schar of his Bitachon will be accompanied in this world and the next. As it says, V'aboteach b'Hashem, the person who believes in Hashem, Chesed yisovevenu, he'll be surrounded with kindness in this world and in the world to come. It's always surrounding him. Okay, Rabotai, the 10th advantage of the alchemist, of the Baal Bitachon on the alchemist. What's the 10th advantage? Is that the alchemist, he is on the government's top 10 people most wanted. He's producing his own money. They want him. And they want him, he writes over here, for capital offense. Cause for his death. Bat moto. Being an alchemist, you're putting yourself at risk of death. And the world does things in a natural way. You have to try to make an honest living. You have to, in this world, you have to work in an honest way. When a man is making wealth in a secret way, therefore, he is going to be destroyed as soon as he's discovered. Right? Anybody who's doing illegal activities, and the government finds out, what happens? That's it. He's gone. He's thrown away. One who's in charge of everything in the world will give power over him to those who will kill him if he doesn't know how to conceal his secret. But a person who believes in Hashem, Yigdal be'enei b'riyot. People look with him and good. They give him kavod. They feel blessed to be close to him and to see him, and he'll be considered a cause for his city's welfare. People will say, "Oh, we have this tzaddik here. That's why the city is good. That's why things are working out well." He shields the people of his place from all kinds of mishaps. As it says, "With tzaddik yesod olam." Tzaddik is the foundation of the world. And then he gives a very interesting example here. Uchinyan Lot b'Tzoar. Like Lot in the city of Tzoar. What's the story with Lot and the city of Tzoar?
After he went there.
Right. Say more.
He didn't do too much.
So when the Malach Gabriel came to destroy Sodom, right? Malach Gabriel.
City, no?
So Lot said, right? Lot tells the Melachim, let me go to Tzoar. It's a younger city. It's a newer city. Let me go there. Let us get saved over there. And what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? He does not destroy Tzoar. Why? B'schut Lot.
The Lord said, I just go there.
It's interesting to know that although Lot wasn't such a great tzaddik, he had a certain zechut. He was in the mountains over there, in Tzoar, which came to him because of Abraham. Thus, when he came to Tzoar, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah did not come upon Tzoar as it was supposed to be originally. Tzoar was supposed to also be destroyed. And when Lot came there, so we see that when a tzaddik is in a place, he protects the place, even if he's not such a great tzaddik. Lot.
Hold on a second. Abraham Avinu was asking Hashem.
Yes.
50.
Yes.
40, right?
Yeah.
Hashem said, even one I wouldn't destroy.
Right.
He wasn't considered to be tzaddik.
No, Hashem didn't say one. Abraham Avinu stopped praying
At 10.
at 10. When there was no more 10, he didn't say anymore.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, didn't Hashem
So
say
that
even
means how
one?
many tzaddik was there?
None, except Lot. Sort of.
Didn't Hashem say even one
No.
I wouldn't destroy?
Wait, show me that. I've never seen
I
that.
think it was.
No, never.
The Rashi says he said he wouldn't ask after 10, right? Because in the time of Noah there was 9, and they didn't save, right? Or there was 8 in the time of Noah, right? Noah, his wife, 2, 3 kids, 6, and his 3 kids' wife,
3 and 3, 6.
8.
8.
Right.
There's no minyan.
Right. So that's why he didn't ask after 10. Right? Finished. Now, these are ideas for us to consider. How a person with bitachon is actually a wealthy man. So remember, the alchemist is supposed to be a wealthy guy, but guess what? The Baal bitachon is a wealthy man. True wealth is when he puts his trust in Hashem. He knows that Hashem is going to do for him what's right. And therefore this man will live in a certain way that will soon see a certain life that's different from the way that other people live.
Hold on, Canaan wasn't Canaan was there already?
What do you mean?
Didn't Noah cursed him, but the Canaan was already lurking in the. There was a couple of grandsons with them. They didn't mention them.
Oh no.
So didn't Canaan say? When did he get drunk?
Canaan, they say, was the child that Ham had relations with his wife in the Teva.
No.
In the Teva, that's where Canaan's from.
Maybe she was pregnant.
She was pregnant in the Teva with him. It came out afterwards. Yeah. Not he.
They didn't have children before, but they got into the ark.
That is a good question. Doesn't say that.
No.
It just says Noah, his wife, 3 kids, and the 3 killings, the 3 daughter-in-laws that made it in.
Yeah.
You mentioned the kids.
Doesn't say anything about kids. And Noah himself was old when he had his kids also, right? He was 600?
No, 600.
500 when he had kids. Take a look inside. Okay. That person, therefore, is considered a man who has wealth in his own home, as if he were an alchemist who manufactured gold and silver. Person who has trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Before we go on, it pays us to sum up this matter once more. We're talking about people who live normally and are attempting to maintain themselves by some form of livelihood. We're not talking about people who are sitting home not doing any job. People who are working. They work and engage in business. But at the same time, they're working on the midah of having bitachon in Hashem. Of the 2 things that they are doing, working on their livelihood and on their bitachon, which one brings in the most profit? The work on bitachon. So you have to work on a job, but you also have to have bitachon. Bitachon is going to give you more profit than you're working at a job. A man can have a store or be a laborer who gets wages. But he should know that his real wealth is not what he puts in the bank. Like we told those kids about the maaseh, right? The money that you worked, it's not your money. It's what he puts into his mind. This is not so easy when we consider the Baal Bitachon is working on his livelihood. He's exerting himself for his sustenance. And at the same time, this man is laboring to put into his mind all the principles of trust Hashem that we're going to learn later. Their author of Halevavot is telling us that of the 2 forms of effort, the effort to put bitachon in your mind is the one that's really going to give you the final success in your life. Not only in the world to come, but in this world too. So a person goes to work. Right? What should he be working at while he's at work? Obviously you have to do your job, right? But at the same time, the number 1 thing you have to be working on is bitachon. Kadosh Baruch Hu, help me with this. Thank you for helping me with that. Kadosh Baruch Hu, it's from you. Everything that comes, I know it's from Kadosh Baruch Hu. The whole day while he's working, he does that. He gets his check. He says, thank you, Kadosh Baruch Hu, for the check, not for my work. That is the job that a person is supposed to do. He's supposed to work, get money from your work, but he's supposed to say it's from Kadosh Baruch Hu, all that.
So I can say to the boss, it's not money come to you, it's come from Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Yes.
And the boss says, okay, well, get out from here and ask some question.
No, but Hashem.
I cannot say that money is coming out
You
from
don't have to, put finger into dog's mouth. Leave him alone. You tell to yourself.
Gabriel is saying very good.
Okay.
You have to say it for yourself. Most important is to work on yourself. Right? If someone asks you what you're smiling about, you can explain them. But the number 1 person to work on is ourselves.
Play with the words also.
No, not playing with words. You don't have to prove it to him that comes from him. Prove it to yourself. And convince yourself. You don't have to convince him. It's not your job.
Now, says the Hovot Halevavot. Trust in Hashem is beneficial to a person in the matter of his spiritual life, that is the Torah. For if one who trusts in Hashem is wealthy, what will he do? He will hurry to use his wealth to fulfill the obligations towards God and his obligation towards people with a willing soul and a generous spirit. If the person who's a Baal Bitachon is a millionaire, he's a billionaire, what does he do with that money? Lets it sit in the bank, puts it in the Swiss bank, puts it in an offshore account. He buys a yacht. What does he do?
Of course, yeah, airplane and everything.
I don't know what it is.
No,
The Baal Bitachon has utilized his earnings to accomplish something in the world. When he gives to charitable purposes to help people, to help yeshivot, he should know that that itself is a tremendous achievement, in addition to the bitachon that he has acquired for himself. Now, suppose the man of bitachon is not a wealthy man. Because of his bitachon, he will look at the lack of money as one of the benefits Hashem has given him. Right? The Baal bitachon. If he has money, he's using it the right way. If he doesn't have money, he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's perfect. That's what you want me to have, is not money.
No, because money is also a test. Not everyone can withstand this kind of test. It's like, imagine you were a good guy, giving tzedakah, behaving normal. All of a sudden, money came into your lap.
No, don't worry, I'll do the same
No,
thing.
I don't think so. It's a test. And if you didn't have it till now, that means you can.
They once came. They once came to Reb Zusha, right? And they asked him, how do you say the bracha of Sha'asali Kol Tzorki? Reb Zusha was very, very poor. So when you say the bracha Sha'asali Kol Tzorki, Hashem made all my needs. So they asked Reb Zusha, how do you say that? Because you're really poor, you don't have anything. And he said, what do you mean? Hashem wanted me not to have anything. So Hashem made exactly what I needed, which was nothing. I don't need anything. If you have the money, you're going to use it for the right things in the Baal Bitachon. If you don't have it, then Hashem removed those obligations for you to take care of the yeshivot, to take care of the society. You're a free man. You don't have to do those things.
I want to help yeshivot also.
Okay? If you're supposed to get it, you'll get it. If you don't get it, then you're not supposed to do it.
I'm fighting with the tuition, but I want to help also.
It reminds me as follows. This story. In Europe there was I believe it was the Bet Levi. The Bet Levi walked over to one guy once, saying, "Goodbye, go over and tell us, and we're collecting money for this zakah, that's zakah, this zakah." This rich man refused to give. Yom Kippur, after the Aravit, the guy stayed in the shul, and he took out and he took out the Tehillim, and he's reading Tehillim. He's reading Tehillim. The Bet Levi walked over and told this guy, he said, I have a question to ask you. He said, what's the question? He said, if there was a soldier in the army, and he had a mission to do, right? Be in this battalion, be in this, be in that.
You forgot one small detail.
Yeah.
He was sitting down with poor people and reading Tehillim.
Oh yeah, you're saying that with the poor people are reading Tehillim. And he tells them, if the guy was in the army and he had a job, he was a Marine, to be in this place. But he decides, you know what? Today I'm not going to be there. I'm going to go do something else. What are they going to do with him? If a soldier decides to not do his job, and he decides to do something else, big punishment. So Bet Levi told him, you're a rich man. Your job in life is to help others with money, not sitting here and saying Tehillim.
With poor people.
Right? So you have to know your job. If you're a rich man, that means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you the job of supporting Torah, supporting Jews. Right? Look at our rich Bukhari, right? Who's our rich Bukhari? Levi.
Tibi and Levi.
Oh, Levi? He's the actual Levi? Yeah? Levi the wife. Oh Hashem, you see how much he helps out the Torah world. How much he gives to Chabad. how much he gives to yeshivot, how he makes yeshivot here in America and Russia and Azerbaijan and all these other places. He has yeshivot, he keeps the Torah up, and the Bukharian Congress and everything else that he puts a lot of money to. This man realizes his job in life, having all this money, is to help others, is to help yeshivot, is to help the institutions, to help the organizations, to help the people. He goes ahead and he does it, right? That's his job. If he decided today that he's going to go to Kollel and he's going to learn there, he's not going to have his job anymore, his business anymore, we're going to tell him, excuse me, that's not your job in the world. Your job is to be out there and make the money, and then use the money correctly. But either way, whether I have a lot of money or I have no money, I have to know it's my Kadosh Baruch Hu, and I have to use it appropriately.
Hala, what did your wife say? You said drive something?
Well,
You said you're gonna leave your job? You're gonna go somewhere? Your wife told you off?
Another advantage that the York doesn't have. What's the advantage? Something special.
When a person has no bitachon, chas v'shalom, he puts all of his efforts into his business, because that's his life, that's his future. He has nothing else but that. But when Hashem sees that a man is trying to gain bitachon, He helps him to liberate his mind from the burdening of being enslaved to his business. Like what was said about one of the pious people, one of the Hasidim would say, Hamakom, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yatzileni mipizur hanefesh. Save me, rescue me from the scattering of my soul. What does that mean? Amrullah, they said, Amrullah, Mahu Pizur Hanefesh. What is scattering of the soul? He said this, Shieli Mamon Berosh Kol Nahar Uverosh Kol Kriya. What does it mean having a scattering of the soul? Is that if I have businesses all over the place, I have too many businesses. What happens if I have too many businesses? You can't concentrate on life. Because I have to worry about this one, I run here, run there, run this, run there. I just want to read to you from the Birkat Hamazon that we say when you have a guest, right? When you're a guest, when you're oreach, when you're a guest at somebody's house, there's a special Haman, right? We have a nice long one. I want to read to you from there. We actually say in there this idea of not having Pizur Hanefesh, a separated soul running all around. Here, let's read it together. I'll point it out to you.
Let me get translation.
You have it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So we have in there, Barech Adonai Hila Ufa'al Yadav Tirtzeh. Then we say, V'yu Nechasav Unchaseinu Mutzlahim Ukrovim Le'ir. What does that mean? Give us the translation. Goes to Torah is the end. Torah is the end. A few lines up from the end, where it says V'yu Nechasav. Before that, right, the line right before that.
И чтобы все приобретения его и наши были успешными и расположены близко к городу.
What does that mean?
Whatever position you have,
why?
Closer to your city.
Why is that?
Why is close to the city?
Why?
It's there and there and there.
What does that mean? Close. It means close to where you live. Meaning that how many people you know have jobs? They have to travel 2-3 hours every day. 2-3 hours this way, 2-3 hours that way. What happens to them? They can't even relax. They have to drive. Driving, by the way, takes a lot of koach.
Oh, yeah.
He's now driving 2 hours this way, 2 hours that way. He's 4 hours on the drive. He's not. That's right. Right. Hashem, please give me a job near work. Put my possessions all in one place. Don't make me run around all over for my job, for my work. Well, Kadosh Baruch Hu, can I give you a job closer? Kadosh Baruch Hu can give you a job anywhere. So you're down like Kadosh Baruch Hu, give me a job closer. I don't want to have pizur nefesh. I don't want my whole mind to be scattered all over the place. Right? This is what happens when people don't centralize their thoughts in Hashem.
Sure, Hashem gave you enough.
No.
This one
Ah.
has.
What happened? What I missed? Что сказал?
I said, you have bracha, your job is not too far. I said, but not enough. So Hashem gives you enough.
That's right. So it gives you exactly what you need.
Now he wants to travel far away to make more, but
They story it.
Transportation.
but transportation, you're gonna spend money. All this money.
Baltimore.
Listen, whatever you're gonna make, you're gonna go on repair on the car, on the hotels, on this and that. In the end, you're gonna get the same.
So how does listen to this? Rabbi Miller says a very interesting idea. How can a person deal with this? Let's say I have a building in Manhattan and a building in Queens and a building in Brooklyn.
To the manager, they want.
He says more than
not
that.
too far, dude.
He says, centralize your thoughts. Even if he does have a lot of things, he should concentrate his thoughts on Hashem. And say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
For your job.
Everything is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is what Chazal said. The more property a person has, Marbe Nechasim, what does the Pirkei Avot say? Marbe Nechasim, Marbe Da'aga. The more a person has possessions, the more worry he gets.
Yeah.
I have to worry about this, I have to worry about that. Right? The Habitachon used to say, imagine a guy who has a beautiful shirt and he has diamond buttons. How's he going to walk around?
Put on top of the jacket, this and that, nobody should see it,
You're
nobody
gonna
should
be walking like checking for diamonds, not to
Right? And we've all traveled, right? You ever went on a plane and you were carrying money with you? Right?
That was me.
How do you carry the money?
I was in Russia, so we put a lot of dollars.
Right?
Like $50,000-$60,000.
Right.
We go to different city. I was sleeping, people come, maybe he's the bandit. No.
Right?
Yes.
You were trying to sleep. You didn't actually sleep.
No. Like this. When they come on the way back, when the business, but money is there already, snoring, nothing. You understand?
Exactly. Marbe Nechasim, Marbe Da'aga. I remember when I was on the plane and I had the money on me, I was like, it's in my wallet, my pocket, I have the envelope over here, so I'm making sure my hand feels it. And I'm not trying to show it away, but I have to feel it, right? I want to make sure it's there. If I want to take off my jacket, it's on me. It's always next to me and stuff like this. Marbe Nechasim, Marbe Da'aga.
No, you know that I have one quick story. When I was working in the Manhattan and jewelry store, we used to take by the end of the day, all the gold, the scrap, and we used to go to the different store to give them to melt it and make it rolls,
Right.
So we have to go to the train. When I used to carry with this gold, like 20 pounds on me, and I was watching like this, and I get to this different guy, that I'm gonna teach you how to go, and I was sleeping, snoring, and this guy also forgot to put the floor in the middle of the train, the floor, and when I opened my eyes like this, I see this guy sleeping. And the bag, the napkin was in the floor over there. So, oh my gosh, I was sleeping. This guy's sleeping. 20 pounds of gold. I think this is empty now. My heart started beating. What am I going to say to the boss, I took the bag like this. It might already empty. Oh, no, heavy. I opened it like this. It was crazy. It's like,
Someone told me a story. He was in 47th Street. He was working as a diamond courier, one of those who move diamonds around. This is from one place to the other place. Yeah. So he says this was in the early 80s. He had a job there in 47th Street. And he had on him a lot of expensive diamonds and money and everything like that. And he was going from one place to the other. He ends up in one of these elevator buildings. And he's in the elevator. And he says this big black guy walks in right after him. And this big black guy turns to him and sees his yarmulke on his head. He says, "Oh, you're a Jew. I love Jews." And he comes over and he gives him this big, giant bear hug. Like he's hugging him like for a whole minute. And meanwhile, he's
Nothing lost.
hold on. This guy says, I think he's going into my pockets and taking it. He's like a pickpocketer, and he's taking everything out of my pockets. And he's like, I'm in the elevator, and I don't want to show him that, like, I'm scared of him or something like that. So I let him come off. And he says, the minute he comes off, I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh my gosh, he took everything, and I'm the courier. He's, he's going to lose his stuff. It's a problem for him. Baruch Hashem, he said he opened it and everything was there.
Oh.
Okay, he got lucky. But that's the bitachon a person has to work on, right? To trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I have a lot of nechasim, I have a lot of stuff, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving it to me, and I have to centralize my thoughts that it's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's not me watching this and not me watching that, not me running this and not me running that. Rather, it's like all of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is running. Therefore, instead of going myself crazy left, right, and center to figure out what to do, I rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That you say get a manager, right? So Hovot is telling you it's very nice to have a manager, but you have to manage your thoughts of how I'm going to think about my spread out properties and my spread out possessions. And V'amru, he says, that's what we have in Pirkei Avot. Ezehu asher hasameach be'chilko. Someone who is happy with his lot, meaning that he is with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives him, that's proper. Of course, if Hashem gives you something, you try to appreciate that gift. But appreciating the gift, you're doing two things. First of all, you're making yourself happy. You got a gift? Be happy about it. And second, you're expressing your gratitude to Hashem. Before I continue, I just want to mention something very, very important that I learned over my life. We, especially, I think the Korean community, Russian community, we have this thing when someone gives us a gift, right? We say, no, it's not needed.
No.
In our gyms.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
Just accept it.
It's not a good thing. Someone went out of their way to give you a gift. Thank you so much. It was so thoughtful of you. You can say, it's not necessary. You didn't have to do that. But in the first thing, say thank you. The guy thought about you. That someone went and gets you something anyway. You should say, no, don't you need it? Why you do it? No one told you. Who told you to do this? Why you do this for me? First thing you say.
To show how humility.
That's first of all, don't compare Hazanud. Don't compare Hazanud with taking a gift. First thing you say is thank you. Then you can say to them, you know what? You didn't necessarily have to do that. Learn to say thank you first. Listen to this one. Compliments. Some people, apparently, Avner, you hear this one? Compliments.
Yeah.
We tell somebody he did something good. No. Why can't you take a compliment? Someone told you a compliment?
They didn't mean.
Say thank you. First say thank you. Learn
But
to...
by his heart, of course...
What I'm trying to get out, this last side topic is, learn to say thank you for the good things that come your way. Someone says something good about you, thank you so much. Then you could go explain that you didn't mean this, you didn't mean that, you didn't mean this, you don't want the gift. Learn to say thank you first. That's very important. The guy went out of his way to say a compliment. The guy went out to get you a gift. Say Todah Rabah. Thank you very much. Then you can say all your other spiel afterwards. I think that's a very important idea. Okay. I would say thank you, and then I say I know. Okay, very good. Ashikah.